You're watching the Ram Pump Wizard. In today's Ram Pump video, I'm going to show you that it's possible to have one Ram Pump with two outputs. What happens when you have multiple animals in your farm or homestead? Say you've got pigs, goats, chickens, you name it. They all have to have watering troughs, and you have to fill them up because they're not going to do it themselves. So today I want to try out float valves in different storage tanks for the animals. So let's go up to the shop and install a float valve into a bucket. For you it would be more of a stock tank for your goats and pigs and stuff. So let's go up there and get that installed real quick. For this example, I'm going to be directly hooking up the watering tanks to the Ram pump using this garden hose. It will come up here, and let's say this area right here is where my storage tanks are for the animals. Now, I also have storage up on the hill here. There's a pipe that runs under the ground all the way up to the top of the hill and then back down. And that's also a valid way to use the Ram pump. But in this case, I just wanted to see what it'd be like to water multiple troughs with direct feed from the Ram pump. Here's the float valve that I'm going to be using. I bought this on Amazon. It's a 3/4 inch port, and I'm really hoping that it allows a lot of water to flow through. So I found a hole saw that I believe will fit this correctly. I'm going to try to go right through here. May have to shave down some of this little rib piece here. All right, let's see about getting this in here. Have a feeling it needs to have that piece removed. Got that shaved down pretty good. Let's see how well this works. I may have a little bit of a leak because it's not a flat surface, but I think it's going to do pretty good. On the hose coming up from the creek, I've just got a typical Y splitter, which is adjustable so you can turn things on and off. We'll keep both of them open. The first thing I'm going to do is water the chickens here with the Farmer Brad watering bucket, and it also has a float valve in there. Now because this tube is so small, this should actually fill up pretty slow, whereas our other valve down there should fill up a lot faster. So let's go ahead and turn this on to here, and then let's go ahead and hook up our other hose to go further uphill. There's first watering bucket. Our hose goes up here to the next bucket. This could be halfway across your farm, doesn't really matter, but it's got the hose coming in here, and it's got this right here for turning off the water. Now theoretically you could have another T or a Y here and move on to the next tank and just keep going and going, because as all of these fill and close off, it will have more pressure for the next one down line. Now the watering bucket is so small, that one will probably take forever, and this one will probably fill up quick, and that one will still be going. Currently the Ram pump is filling tanks at the top of my hill, so let's go ahead and turn that off down here with this valve. Okay, now let's turn on the valve going up to our new tanks. We're right at the pressure where the racket balls are wanting to inflate and deflate. Let's turn on the chicken watering bucket first here. Oh, we have to let all the air out of this pipe. There's a good bit of it in there. You can hear it cycle at the pump. Well, that's going to take a while. Let's go ahead and open this one. You can also hear the air in that one. You don't hear it whenever it's turned off. All right, we're about to get some water. Up, there it is. Okay, it's just now reaching our bucket. Let's see what kind of flow rate we have whenever it's at full here. Looks like it may not have the best of a seal in there. Let's go check on the chicken watering bucket. Well, that one is actually filling up a lot faster than I was anticipating. So we are getting some pretty good chicken water down here. Now I wonder if, because this one is running, if it's letting any air in to the one up above. Anyway, we'll see. When this one stops here in a moment, we'll go up to the other one and see what kind of flow rate we have up there. Our chicken watering bucket is just dripping slightly down there, which means it's basically off, but let's give it a little bit more water just to make sure that it's totally off, and then we'll go check out the other one up the hill a little bit. It is definitely putting out more water than it was before. So if you have you know, a couple 100-gallon tank for some goats or pigs or whatever, this may be a valid option. And you can see that it definitely filled up 2 tanks at once, so filling up more than that should not be much of an issue. I feel like that's a valid test to show that it's possible to fill up multiple tanks from a single ram pump. I've got that disconnected now, and I brought the hose back over here so it's coming straight down from the storage tanks up on the hill. This should give us a better idea of the flow rate. Let's see what we got here. Oh wow, big difference. That's more of what I was looking for my ram pump tests. So I can use this bucket and be consistent with my tests. So every time the ram pump pulls more water out, it will just fill it back up. Check that out. Okay, so here it is. I'm testing a ram pump. Okay, there you have it. That concludes the 2 tests that I wanted to do today. It's possible to fill up probably an infinite number of storage tanks as long as they are all within the head pressure lift of the ram pump. So you could have one here, one down there, and even one up on top of the hill, and they would all fill at some point. Of course, the ones higher up would take longer to fill because the ram pump produces less water as it goes up the hill. And as far as being able to do my ram pump tests without having to keep filling that bucket up, that's going to work out real well. That was quite a flow rate from the storage tanks up top. As you can see, it is possible to have 2 outputs on a single ram pump. However, water is going to follow the path of least resistance, which is the lowest output. So you may have to close off the lower output, either with a float valve or just with a ball valve, to allow the water to then go further uphill to the second output. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm Seth, the Ram Pump Wizard, and I'll see you in the next one.